Hi, Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera to all of you. Before we start our lesson today, let me introduce myself. My name is Teacher Nur Hasliza from SMK Kampung Laut. How's your online class? I hope you are doing great in your online class. Don't feel stressed or lose direction in your study. Studying in a new norm is a challenge, not only for you, but for all of us. You have to be strong and adapt to this current situation. Inshallah, if God willing, you will be successful. Today, I'm going to teach you the first topic of grammar lesson in Unit 7 of your PALS 2 textbook. The topic of our lesson today is about present perfect tense. We use the present perfect to talk about past experiences when we do not say exactly when they happen. To make it simpler, we use present perfect to describe an activity that happened in the past. It has happened already. The time it happened is not important and does not have to be mentioned. What is important here is the fact that it has happened. Before we go further, let's look at our lesson objectives. In this lesson, you will, number 1, learn or revise the present perfect affirmation and negative sentences. In this lesson, you will also number 2, compare the use of gone and been in the present perfect. I have these few words for you, but they are not in the correct order. Okay, we have computer, Andrew, never, use, has. Can you help me to rearrange the words in correct order? Let's try to do this together. Do you know the answer? I will give you a clue. Subject should be placed in front of the sentence. Who is the subject in the sentence? Can you find who is the subject in the sentence? Yes, Andrew is the subject. After subject, we need to put the verb. But what is the verb in this sentence? Yes, has never used is the verb in this sentence. It is a verb in present perfect. Can you read the correct order of the words? Yes, Andrew has never used a computer. You're correct. Awesome. Remember that Andrew has can also be contracted like this. Andrews. Andrews is a contraction for Andrew has. The full sentence is Andrews never used a computer. Okay, let me remind you once again. We use present perfect to describe an activity that happened in the past. It has happened. The time it happened is not important and does not have to be mentioned. What is important here is the fact that it has happened. Now, we are going to learn how to form present perfect positive sentences. As usual, subject should be placed in front of the sentences. To make it easier, we can use WH question who to identify who is the subject in the sentences. Has is used for singular noun, which is only one in quantity, whereas have is used for plural noun, which is more than one in quantity. Okay, let's look at the examples. The first example is, I've read about England in books. I've is the contraction for I have. It describes that I've already read about England somewhere in books. When I read about England does not have to be mentioned. What is important here is the fact that I have read about England. Before I move to the second example, do you notice that I pronounce the word read as read? Do you know why? Yes. The word read, I have changed to past participle. The spelling is not changed, but the pronunciation is different. The base verb is read, and the past participle for read is read. Do you understand? Okay, great. Now we move to the second example. The second example is, I'm sorry, I can't join you for lunch. I've eaten. In this situation, I want to explain the reason why I can't join you for lunch. The reason is because I've eaten. When I've eaten, it's not important to be mentioned. The most important thing here is I've eaten and I can't join you for lunch. Are you still with me? Okay, we go to the third example. We look at the third example. The third example is, I finished and passed up my essay on water pollution. When I finish and pass up my essay is not important. The important thing here is I finished writing my essay and I've already passed up my essay to the teacher. Can you understand my lesson? If you need some time to digest and understand my lesson, you can pause this video for a while to jot down notes. You can resume and play back the video once you feel confident. Okay, next we focus on how to write negative sentences in present perfect. Okay, I have created a formula for you. This is the formula in writing negative sentences. As usual, subject should be placed in the beginning of the sentences. Not should be placed after has or have. Okay, as what I mentioned to you earlier, as what I have explained to you earlier, has is used for singular noun subject, which is only one in quantity, and have is used for plural noun subject, which the quantity is more than one. Please remember that, okay? Because I've seen so many students did this simple mistake. Don't do this careless mistake. This is the basic grammar that you have to master in order for you to write and speak well in English. Okay, let's read the examples to make you understand better. Okay, we look at the first example. I've not read about England in books. The second example is, I can join you for lunch. I've not eaten. Okay, do you notice that? We place not after the verb have. The third example is, I've not finished my essay on water pollution. I hope that you can understand how to write sentences in present perfect. Remember, we use the present perfect to talk about things in the past. We don't say exactly when they happen. Now, I'm going to teach you on how to write questions in present perfect. This is the formula. It looks really complicated, but you don't have to worry. I will explain to you. Okay, let's look at the first one. Okay, in the beginning of the sentence, we have has or have, followed with subject, and then plus with verb, which should be in past participle, and then plus the rest of the question. Okay, remember, we use has for singular noun subject, which is only one in quantity. And we use have for plural noun subject, which is more than one in quantity. Okay, let me remind you once again, okay, the difference between singular and plural. Okay, remember, singular comes from the word single. Single means one, and plural means more than one. You have to bear in your mind. Please remember this. Okay, this is the basic rule that you have to remember. Okay, you will carry this basic knowledge for the next form, for Form 3, for Form 4, and then of course you will continue. You will bring this knowledge to Form 5. Okay, so for Form 2, you have to master this basic grammar skill, please. Okay, to make you understand better, clearer, okay, let's read all the examples of the question in present perfect. The first example is, have you read about England in books? Look at the sentence. We place have in front or in the beginning of the sentence. Okay. If you want to provide short answer for this question, you can respond either yes, I've read about England, or no, I haven't read about England. The second example is, have you taken your breakfast? If let's say your friend asks you, have you taken your breakfast? So, you can respond to this question by answering either, yes, I've taken my breakfast, or no, I haven't taken my breakfast. Okay, let's continue to the third example. The third example is, have you finished your essay on water pollution? You can answer this question by giving short response either yes, I finished my essay, or no, I haven't finished my essay. The fourth example is, has he found his car keys? You can give short answer either yes, he's found it, or no, he hasn't found it. Simple, right? Okay, let's continue with the last example. Example number 5. Has she written the library books? You can answer this question by giving short response either yes, she's written the book, or no, she hasn't written the books. Okay, now we look at the list of verbs in base verbs and past participle. As you know, we need to use past participle in writing present perfect. So you need to have some list of verbs in past participle to help you in writing. Let's look at the list of the verbs. We will practice pronouncing the verbs correctly. You can follow after me. Number 1, agree. Past participle is agreed. Arise, arisen. Bathe, bathed. Bite, bitten. Know, known. Leave, left. Meet, met. Mistake, mistaken. Catch, caught. Choose, chosen. Come, come. Eat, eaten. Fall, fallen. Feel, felt. Okay, we have a few lists of verbs. Okay, let's continue. We have freeze. It will become frozen in past participle. Go, gone. Grow, grown. Hide, hidden. Imitate, imitated. Pay, paid. Prove, proven. Run, run. Do you notice that? The word run, the base word run, okay, is not changed in past participle, but this verb is changed in simple past. Next word, say. Said, seek, sought. Shake, shaken. Safe, saved. Tear, torn. And last one, write, written. Okay, now we will see the difference between gone and been in present perfect. Okay, when discussing travel to places, we mainly use been and gone as the past participle in the present perfect tense. Okay, let's see one by one. Okay, look at the differences between these two verbs, gone and been. Gone is used to describe a visit of a place and the visit is not completed. The situation is like this. We travel to the place in the past and in the present we are still there or still traveling to the place. Let's look at the example. The first example is Andrew has gone to Britain. It means that he's still there in Britain. The second example is Laila has gone to the shop. It means that Laila's still in the shop. Okay, we look at the next one, which is been. Been is used to refer to completed visits to a place. We visited the place in the past, but in the present, we are no longer there. We have left the place. Let's look at the examples for clearer picture of this situation. The first example is Andrew has been to Britain. It means that he went there in the past, but he isn't there now. The second example is Laila has been to the shop. It means that Laila has returned from the shop. That's all for today's lesson. You have learned about present perfect tense. You have learned how to write positive and negative sentences in present perfect tense. At the same time, I've taught you writing questions in present perfect with short answers. You have also learned the differences between gone and been in present perfect. Okay, let us revise. What is the difference between gone and been? Gone is used to describe a visit of a place, and the visit is not completed, whereas been is used to refer to completed visits to a place. We visited the place in the past, but in the present, we are no longer there. I hope that you have the basic knowledge of grammar. Mastering basic grammar skill is essential to students in order to speak and write well in English. I hope you enjoy our lesson today. See you again in the next lesson. Bye. But remember, we haven't won yet in the war of COVID-19. Always remember to avoid 3C. What are they? Avoid confined space, avoid close conversation, and avoid crowded places. Take care and bye.